Myers Metal Detectors, located in sunny Tampa, Florida, where we sell nothing but fun and adventures, treasure hunting gear, and anything you can imagine for metal detecting. Give us a call, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Live from sunny Florida, it's Treasure Talk.
Welcome,
Hello,
folks.
Cheeky.
Welcome, folks. Welcome to another exciting edition of Treasure Talk.
Yes, it will. It'll be a good one tonight.
It is, because we have a coin expert on here, and we're going to ask him all kinds of questions. And I was just looking on my phone and saw gold is now 32.33, so it came down a little bit. So I'm sure we've got a lot of people that's going to ask Richard about gold too, because that's just crazy.
Yeah.
How high it's gone and where it's going, and maybe he could give us some insight on that, you know. And then, of course, Richard, I know, sells gold in his store there, so if somebody wants to buy some gold, they can do that.
Yeah, I don't know if he buys it and stuff. I don't know.
No, I know he sells it. He sells gold coins, all kinds of stuff, because I've seen it in there. I hear you, Joss. Jocelyn's on the other side of the room yelling at me, but I heard her. Somebody's got to do it. Yes, somebody does. So I guess I better get started on our housekeeping, huh?
Yes.
Okay, as always.
Yes.
Today's show is.
Oh,
what did you
just
say?
Before you do that, we have Pacific Northwest Dirt Fishing in the house, Tiffany, and she is getting better. And we just want to welcome her here tonight.
Yes, absolutely.
Pretty soon they will be, coming on as she gets a little bit better as a reporter for the Digging Report, as will our people from England.
Awesome.
The sure ones, Derek and Ange. And hopefully we can find somebody I'd like to find somebody as a reporter from Texas.
And I got a friend on there who's probably on here today who is from Texas. So he knows who he is. He'll give me a call or give you a call, Jeff. So
yeah, just get up with me and we'll do a little video conference call, and let them know what it's all about.
Okay.
And we'll go from there. So now let's go ahead and do what we're going to do.
Okay. As always, today's show is brought to you by your friends here at Myers Metal Detectors, where we sell fun and adventure. And of course, the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed here by the Treasure Talk guest and member belong solely to the guest and member, not necessarily to Phil Myers, Jocelyn Myers, Myers Metal Detectors, or Jeff Monin. Woo. And of course, the purpose of Treasure Talk is to promote the hobby of treasure hunting in all forms, treasure hunting, metal detecting, and all forms of treasure hunting, and to educate our members in a fun, informative manner. That's what we're going to do tonight, because tonight we're going to talk coins with the coin expert, aren't we?
Yes, we are. And he knows about coins from all over the world.
Yes.
So if you found a coin, and if you have found a coin and you got a good picture of it, and if you want to send it to me, let me know in the chat that you're going to send a picture, email a picture, and we'll put it up on the screen, and Richard will tell you everything he can about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it for sure.
Yeah, so that would be something that you could do, and I'm sure everybody would like to see that, and it might get you some good information. Because if Richard don't know it, I mean, there's not much he don't know about coins.
Absolutely. He has a big store, and he has a coin show too. So it'll be awesome.
And he also hosts the WSAS.
Yes, the Metal Detecting Club meeting, which that is coming up on the 20th of May, which is the third Tuesday. Week. And it's also that we're having our annual tabletops and collectible sale at that meeting. And also you get some free pizza. So come out and check out the Tampa Metal Detecting Club for sure.
Yeah, and that'll be good. So we'll remind them again next week. But now next week, please remember, we have our memorial show for Captain Fizz. His family is going to be on the show.
That's
And
awesome.
we'll remember Fizz, and some people will join us and have a couple Fizz stories. But his wife and possibly his daughter and son will be with us. There's a lot of stuff that people don't know about Captain Fizz. Phil and I know a lot about it because we have met him many times, as have some of you in the chat. But there's a lot of things a lot of people don't know about Fizz that we're just going to let you know next week. So, there's not going to be a giveaway next week because this is going to be somewhat of a solemn show, but it's how you can pay your respects to Captain Carl.
Absolutely. And we'll be remembering him and find stories about it for sure.
Yeah, and we'll have a giveaway tonight, though.
Yes.
Sausage.
All righty, my friend. Let's bring on our guest, the expert.
Okay, are we ready?
I'm ready.
And here is Richard from Coinicopia. So, like I said, if you've got questions about coins, get a picture, let me know in the chat. You're going to send it to me. You email it, treasuretalkshow@gmail.com. We'll get it up on the screen, and Richard can critique it for you. And here is Richard. Hi, Richard.
Hi. Wow. Thank you, guys. What a fabulous introduction. I really appreciate that. Now you got me a little bit nervous because, Jeff, oh my gosh, Jeff, you said I know everything about coins. Nobody knows everything about coins, but as close as you could get to it, yep, I'm right there.
Yeah, you know a lot about coins, Richard. You do, because I've been asked about different coins, and you've always had the answer. So I guess before we get started, why don't you tell folks where you're located at, and tell them about the show you put on every first of the Saturday of the month.
Okay, well, I'm in Tampa, Florida, and we have a show. It's called the Coinicopia Show, like the cornucopia, but Coinacopia, and it is the first Saturday of every month at the Central Building, right along I-275, easy on entrance and go from Tampa on the north side of Tampa. There's multiple dealers that you could talk to. The room is just full of every kind of coin you could imagine. And of course, like you guys mentioned, the gold, which we'll getting into talking about that a little bit later, but there's plenty of gold being bought and sold there. And of course, at the store during the week, we have the store open, and the hours are a little bit sketchy right now because we're just really getting going with it. We still like to go to the big shows, like the big fun show in Orlando or the big show in Chicago that we just got back from. And in a couple of weeks, we're going to a big show in Spain. So we'll be closed a couple of the days of the week, but look at the internet. If you want to come by, look at the internet or give us a call and make sure we're open. But that's what Coinicopia is.
Awesome. And of course, we have the Tampa Metal Detecting Club meets there, so it's kind of nice that we have a built-in coin expert right in the Metal Detecting Club. That's why I swear by clubs, because Richard, you know this. We have so many experts in our club on different things like bottles. We have Charlie and Craig. Yeah, just everything we can think of. We have an expert on it.
Right.
And it looks like Andrew's Adventures has sent us a picture of a silver dollar.
Yeah, I got a couple pictures, but I'll be right back. You guys just go ahead. I just got to get them downloaded.
So they're gonna Jeff is gonna post them so you can critique them, I guess, Richard, when he gets them. But I would, like I was talking about earlier, let's just talk about gold for a little bit. So,
sure.
So I know you have gold coins in your store, and of course at the coin show there's dealers with them everywhere. Are people buying a lot of gold at, what is it, 32? I think it was 3,200 an ounce, 32, 33. Are you selling a lot?
Well, everything that comes in, we have no problem selling, put it that way. And it's hard to tell. On the large quantities of gold that somebody wants to buy, we actually bring it in for them. We have partners that we deal with for the large quantities, of course, because we're still just getting started, and that kind of volume is tough. But because of our reputation and who we deal with, we end up giving some of the best prices that you can imagine, and it's next day. So we're able to do that. But gold is a funny thing. Gold will always follow the economy. If we're in inflation, gold's going to go up. Well, what have we been in? We've been in a lot of inflation. So the gold is going up to match it. So when you put your money in gold rather than cash sitting in your bank, you're always going to keep up with that inflation. Instead of losing value in your money sitting there, you're gaining it and keeping up. And that's more or less a minimum. A lot of people want to speculate and make money on gold. And I get it. Oh, everybody does. Who doesn't want to buy gold and sell it for more? You should always be selling it for more. But the way to get it more and really earn a true percentage above just going up and matching the inflation is when you're timing the market. Gold was up a couple of weeks ago. If you would have sold it a couple of weeks ago, you would have gotten more than you would get today. And it does that. It fluctuates. So you kind of play the market. You buy it as low when it's lower. But here's the thing. You know when the best time to buy gold is? When you've got the money in your pocket and you can.
Yeah, there you go.
It's always going to keep up a little bit late. Say you paid a little bit too much for it. Don't worry about it. Just hold it a little bit longer and it will catch up. And that's the nature. That's the nature of gold. Just it's going to go up. Just make sure you're paying the right price for it. You can search the internet and see what it's going for. And, obviously, it's real tight. Everybody knows the price of gold. So the market on gold is real tight. And it's kind of a controlled thing. I mean, it's hard to get rich on gold unless you're the one holding it. If you're the one going back and forth with it, you're just getting such a slim little bit. I mean, I'm talking 1 or 2% a lot of times.
Yeah.
And, but, it's part of the business. And we always keep gold coins. A lot of the gold coins that we keep in stock are going to be more of your collectible types. And a lot of times the collectible, or say US gold, United States gold, there's a lot of common dates that are slightly worn, that for the most part, if you look in any price guide, it's going to say BV, which is bullion value. Well, it's bullion value plus the, what would you call that? The markup, because it's got the United States of America on it. It's guaranteed. You know exactly what it is and all that. So a lot of the U.S. gold's going to go for gold plus 5% or gold plus 10%. Some of the foreign stuff, if it's a little rarer, is going to go gold plus 10%, gold plus 20%. And it usually keeps up with that. And there's times where you buy it at, say, 5% above the price of gold, but the collector value of it goes way up, because there's somebody who's collecting it, want all the dates, can't find all those dates. They're willing to pay a lot more. So it's playing the market a little bit, but you're always going to keep up. It's the best way to keep up, rather than keeping it in cash or something of that nature.
Hey, well, listen, I did. Jocelyn posted one question on a coin cleaning, but I see another one in the feed she wanted to post, and it's more relevant to what we're talking about here. And this is from Paul Forstner. He's asking, do you need to show a driver's license and give fingerprints to sell gold?
Not if I know you.
Okay, so you just got to know your coin dealer. You got to know Richard.
Right. And a lot of it has to do with the quantity, and some of it has to do with what you're coming in with. As a general rule, if you're buying over $10,000 worth or selling over $10,000 worth, I'm required by law to document that. And how I document it is not with my name, but your name, because that's who I'm getting it from, or that's who I'm selling it to. And I'm just the marketer in the middle. And then I'm bound by law, I guess you say, to keep it up and up. Yeah. What happens is they're worried about people converting stuff to gold, and it's nothing more than money laundering.
Yeah.
So you can't come in every week with $10,000. I'm not going to be able to give you that without a receipt. Under 10,000, it's not a big deal. I'm going to write a receipt, but it's going to be handwritten in my own accounting. Your name won't be on it. So it just depends, what the system, what it is, what kind of gold. Jewelry has a different way of dealing with than coins. Coins are collectible. Jewelry is considered a jewelry that, and if it's broken, it's handled different than solid good jewelry. You have to hold it for 30 days like a pawn shop, this kind of thing. So obviously there's less of a premium. I mean, there's more of a premium on jewelry that I'm going to have to hold for 30 days.
Right.
That's 30 days worth of interest that I'm not going to get on that money.
Right.
So, and that's how that works.
Okay. Well,
Okay. Let's pop this picture up here, and then we got about 3 that we want to talk about real quick, Richard. So let's see if I can get it done correctly. Okay, that is a trime, and I think he's interested in you critiquing it. It looks a little rough, but I don't know.
It looks rough. Let me see if I can open that up. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, I could see that really good. All right. So if you were to open that picture up and look at it a little closer, you can see a lot of details still on that coin, especially like the star. You can actually see the indents between the 2 rays of the star. You can see the line going to the middle. That's a good indication of how much it's worn. If there's no lines at all, and that's a smooth star, that would be a different grade. When you got a solid star like that, that's pretty much what you would consider an XF, which is extra fine. When you completely lose the stars, it goes from VF and down. So I could tell you that that's a minimum of an XF grade. It's probably, see how the edges of the C that wraps around the number 3, you go around to the bottom and to the right and see how sharp the lines are and how tall it looks. Nice and sharp. That's got a lot of detail on that. That was dropped in the ground back in the day, I would say. And the reason I say ground is because you see the green and the brown and the black and all that. That definitely looks like environmental damage. So I would call that AU, almost uncirculated, extra fine. So it goes extra fine, AU, almost uncirculated, and then uncirculated. And I would give that a grade of like a AU details, and then net. I couldn't give it an XF because it looks too ugly to just be 1 grade down as far as the price goes. I would price it at a VF, which is 2 grades down from what the details are. So you still look at the details and the quality of the coin, but then you grade it down based on how much damage and how bad it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Could
That would be
Rick,
something.
you
That would
see
be
that?
some. What's that?
I say you see that question there, and this is goes along with this. Why is cleaning a coin going to take away the value? Would you clean that coin or just leave it the way it is?
No, that one, because it's already graded down to a VF, cleaning it won't bring it down 1 more grade. So on that particular one, I would clean it very carefully. You soak it in an oil, a detergent oil. There's various things you could do. It takes a while. I get these little cups with these lids on it, and I put the detergent oil and various things, gun oil. There's various things you could use, but soak it for a period of time and keep looking at it. If the oil starts turning green, change the oil, because that green, it's pulling it off of that coin. So keep changing that oil. And in 6 months, it's pulled off a lot of that. You got to be patient. If you want to be impatient, you just hit it with a wire wheel. But now you're going to add scratches to it, and then it's going to look like it's a cleaned coin. It's going to look too pretty and too sharp for a coin of that age that was in the ground. You want to keep it somewhat natural. So I like the soaking because it keeps a little bit of the original color, but it takes off any loose stuff and it makes it better. So you can still tell it came from the ground. I mean, I like my coins to be able to say environmental damage, because that means probably a metal detectorist found it.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that. It looks like Mike has got question there. How about environmental damage when dug? I I follow what you're saying with putting the oil in it, because I've done that with Indian head pennies, because you don't want to clean it, because then you get all that pitting of the coin. You know what I mean? If you go too harsh on it, just soaking a little of that oil over a long period of time, a lot of times will clean it up some. Get rid of some of that green off of it. So, I mean, I would consider cleaning a coin if I knew it wasn't, numistically valuable.
Right.
You know,
Exactly. I agree.
Okay, so this one here is from Andrew T. from Canada. It is a silver dollar.
Yep.
He wants to know a little bit about that.
It's a Morgan dollar, and Morgan dollars are really nice. It's one of the #1 collected U.S. coins. Just so many people love the Morgan. It's big. There's a lot of different varieties. There's a lot of different ways you can go with it. It's an achievable set if you skip the #1 or #2 coins in the set, because you're talking a lot of times a complete set. The whole value is in that one rare key date, the 1895 and the 3. But other than those, you could still put together a beautiful set, and you could still get those coins. They're going to be in a lot lower grade and whatnot to complete the set. And you could get a set completed for 25,000, but if you want a pretty one, it's going to be a lot more than that. So, but that particular coin, it's dark. It's got a lot of gray on it. I could see that the gray has been altered by fingerprints, because I can see fingerprints in front of the face in the surface of the coin, which tells me that coloring, that the toning that's on it, it's very light. And I would say that would come out really nice with some cleaning. And if you clean it properly, they won't even grade it as cleaned. They'll grade it as an original coin, untouched, if you know what you're doing when you're cleaning it. Again, I would start by loosening it all up by soaking it in oil, and then just gently rubbing with it. Maybe even use like a child's or very ultra soft toothbrush, and after a little while rubbing it, see how much of it comes off, and a whole lot of it's going to come off with that. And of course, you could turn it white by dipping it in some of the dips that change the color of it. I'd kind of rather not. I just try to get some of that darker gray off of it and just loosen it up a bit so that it still looks like natural toning, but it would be much more presentable.
Okay, I'm going to bring one up now. Hopefully, this one is Tiffany from the Pacific Northwest. Found this, and it's kind of rough, and she'll type a question what she wants to know about it.
Sure.
Let me, if she can do that while I'm getting it ready to go.
and Jeff, are we having some feedback somewhere?
Yeah, we are. Somebody's got something on. We're having a lot of feedback.
Richard, turn your volume down just a little bit, see if it doesn't help out. That might help.
It should.
I see the coin.
Did it go away?
Most of it did, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, this is, it's obviously a quarter. What was it that you wanted to know about that, Tiffany?
Looks like it's a
Has he seen
1935.
35, I think.
Yeah, it looks like a 35.
35.
They must have some harsh ground out there in the Pacific.
Oh, it's a counterfeit quarter.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Counterfeit.
There you go. Wow. You know a bit about coins too there, Jeff.
Well, I'm just reading what Tiffany said. She said, has he ever seen this 1935 counterfeit quarter? It's made out of some iron, no silver in it.
Right. And
Well,
a lot
that's
of those.
interesting.
Yeah, that one's iron, I guess, because she must have put a magnet to it. But I have a 1935 one that looks very similar, but it's made out of pewter. And
Huh.
I picked that up in Cuba. There's a guy, a coin collector, and I told him, you know what I want? I want a bunch of counterfeit US coins that were sent around Cuba back in the day when Cuba used US money. And by the way, that ground in Cuba, it's got so much US coins that are untouched because nobody there has a metal detector. And they used US coins a lot there. But so I wanted to see, well, I have a collection of somewhere's around 100, a little bit less, about 85 counterfeit US coins that I got from Cuba. And so I don't know if any of you guys know, but I'm a specialist also in Cuban coins and whatnot. So I've been to Cuba a few times, meeting people and getting to know them and having a way of trading and learning and whatnot. So, but yes, it's the counterfeit one because a 1935 would be a silver quarter, and silver doesn't look like that even when it's deteriorated quite a bit.
Yeah, I was going, boy, that sucker's had some damage, but so now we know. Very good job, Tiff. Good
Yes.
job.
Yes, and it looks like, Richard, we have a question on there from James Habovic. Does cleaning a Spanish real lower the value of the coin?
Um, yes, when it's a really high grade coin. If it's a lower grade coin, I would say 95% of the lower grade coins have already been cleaned at some time or other. It's either an old cleaning is retoned, or it came from the ground, or it came from the earth or whatever, and it's been cleaned in order to sell it to make it look like a prettier coin. Um, so on your lower grade coins, absolutely not. On your higher grade coins, if you want to certify them and put them in an NGC or PCGS holder, they will not holder it unless you just ask for only putting the word genuine, just so you go, okay, it's a genuine coin. But they're not going to give it a grade because, as far as they're concerned, it's damaged, and they don't put damaged coins in a holder. So you don't want to damage it further if it's a really high-end coin. A rare one, just leave it natural. Let the experts clean it. In fact, the grading companies have a service, a conservative. They don't call it cleaning. See, for them, when they do it, when they clean it, it's conserved. If we clean
Okay.
it, it's cleaned and it's ruined. You see what I mean? So
So
they're
if
a
they
little bit
do it, it's
prejudiced that
okay.
way.
Now, what about if it was a shipwreck coin, like you found on the beach?
Yeah, well, a shipwreck coin, that's wow. I've paid just as much or even more for natural shipwreck coins. You know, with with the coral still on it, something like this, and you see it's got. I mean, that's a clump. Wow, it's like the coral's the best part of this.
Yes.
I don't I don't even know what the dates on these coins are, and I don't care
Yeah.
because just to see those green coins coming right out of that chunk of coral, it's beautiful. I like it the way it is. It actually makes this clump of three worth quite a bit more. This clump of three is probably worth $1,000, $1,200, something like that, because it's the way it is. You take it apart, you clean it. Each coin more than likely is going to be worth about $200. So don't take it out of it. It's I don't know. I just love it like that, and a lot of
I
other
think
people
it
do.
looks better. I think a lot of times shipwreck and artifacts and stuff like that look better in their natural state for sure.
Yeah, it kind of proves that it came from the ground or from the water and whatnot.
Right.
You're taking away the proof.
So, Jeff, did you have another one?
Yeah, we got one, and Howard Hudson sent and resent it. I'm trying to get it upload. This one is Fat Man Silver Dollar.
Oh, oh yeah. No.
No?
If you look at that coin, you look at a lot of stuff. Let's see. How would I describe this? Okay, the wear on the coin is usually in the middle of the coin. but you see the writing along the top and it's worn towards the edge. But then you see all those edge little denticles that are like in perfect condition. Well, that doesn't make any sense. The denticles should be, well, to the right, the denticles are worn, but straight up and to the left, they're not. And so this is a at minimum a doctored coin, but it's pretty sure it's going to be a counterfeit too. And you wouldn't call that a counterfeit because they wouldn't try to. A counterfeit is something you try to pass off as real to use it as money. There's a different word they use for it. Not genuine. Gosh, I'm sorry. I had surgery 2 weeks ago, and my mind's a little bit blank still from it. So, yeah, I had knee surgery so that I can continue metal detecting. Because, man, with a bad knee and you walk on sugar sand, that soft sand, and uneven, because the beach is always at an angle. Oh, boy, I would come home that night and go to sleep. I'd wake up at 12 at night with my knee all locked up in so much pain. And I said, I can't metal detect anymore. Well, life's not worth it if I can't metal detect anymore. I'm going to get surgery. So I had the surgery. It still hurts quite a bit, but I'm just under 2 weeks. So
yeah,
I'm going to get better and continue metal detecting. That's for sure.
That's good.
We got
That's
a question up here from Howard Hudson. What does it cost to get a coin graded?
Wow, that depends. The average price for a U.S. coin graded is $30. Say the $5 gold piece or whatever. A lot of times, as the coin goes up in value, the cost of grading it goes up. How fast you need it makes a big difference. You can give it to them, and you could say, well, whenever you get to it, and you're going to pay the $30. But if you say, I need it in 3 weeks, it's going to cost you $250.
Oh,
you can get a hot shot and get it next day. That's going to cost you $400, plus the shipping back and forth and everything.
yeah.
So it really depends on what you need and what you ask for and what kind of coin you got and the value of it.
Well, this is Howard Hudson's coin. Looks to me like it's a gold coin.
Yeah,
Mhm.
$5 maybe.
A gold coin that Phil has never found.
Yeah, I haven't found one. I haven't found one, that's for sure, Jeff.
That's all right. Neither have I.
How about you,
No.
Richard? You found
No, I have not.
Okay.
I have not.
So what do you think about this coin?
Well, at first look, it looks fine to me. It's an AU. It's got a little bit of rub in the hair. If you look where the ear is and just above, you see that white in the hair. That's where, because it's rubbed down through the lines. All that hair should have multiple lines. So it's got a tiny bit of rub. And I would say that for the most part, it might not even be from circulation. It might just be from the bank and having it in the tube and rubbing against all the other coins, because gold is somewhat soft. So, but it would grade about an AU, almost uncirculated. The surface, when you look at the surfaces, which is the flat stuff behind, not the stars, not the bust, not the date, but everything else, it's kind of grainy looking from this picture. That's as much as I can get it. So it's kind of grainy, and that would bring it down from an AU 58 down to an AU 55, say. So that's what would be with that coin. If that was found in the ground like that's really nice. It's amazing how gold comes out of the ground so nice like that. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. It's a cool coin. He says his mother-in-law worked at a coin shop years ago, and that's where it came from.
Oh, okay.
So,
nice. My mother-in-law they'd have kept it and spent the dang thing.
So Richard, would that be one that had numismatic value or just a bullion value?
That's a bullion value.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that's bullion value plus 5%.
Uh-oh, I think we might have lost your sound again.
No, we have
Did we?
There we go. Sound like you're back.
There we go. Yeah, that would be like bullion value plus 5%. In a lot of cases, depending on which shop you go to and how you buy it could be as much as fully value plus 20%.
Okay. And you got to turn your volume up a little bit.
Nope. Wow. I wonder why.
There you go. Now it's better.
Before. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Looks like we got a question from Prospecting Mule. Do you do anything with Federal Reserve notes, replacements, I guess star notes?
Yes. Most of the ones you're going to find in your wallet and from the bank, they're circulated. We'll buy them out of the counter, but mostly we're going to look for ones that have like a really cool number, like a repeating number. It's 32323233, something like that. Or it's 0000510 like that. So some kind of cool number makes it desirable, but so many people have them that the only one that they're going to buy is one with a cool number, just a standard one. Just nobody's buying them. I will pay a lot of times $1.15 for one. Now, if it's crisp and uncirculated, when the bank came right out of a pack of star notes, well, that's a different situation because there's people that collect every dollar, every note from every year in every city of minting. And they're going to want a nice, pristine, uncirculated example. And now with the star note, you're looking at $10 to $15 for a nice, pristine one like that, of a common one with just a not an exciting number, just a plain, whatever number. So yes, they definitely have value. They're collected. It is kind of hard to find a buyer for it, though.
Okay. This here is a picture of a coin that was made into a spur, and I'm sure you've seen, Richard, a lot of the way people use coins. This is just kind of unique. I can't really tell what the coin is, but kind of cool.
Oh my gosh. I've seen a piece like that. Of course, it had a hole right in the middle, and I might even say because that green coin's right on top of it, that or disc or washer, that right in the center, that darker spot is a hole or a pin that goes all the way through.
Yeah, they made it into a spur.
Yeah, like a spur. But you know what they would use that for back in the day? They'd make something like that. They would get large pieces of paper or thin cardboard, and you would make a pattern for your clothes. So what you would do is you don't want to cut it out first. So you trace it with one of these spurs. You trace the piece of clothes around the cardboard and all that. And then now you've got all these little dots or spots, but you haven't cut through it yet. So you can cut through it carefully. Say you want to make a size large, a size smaller, then you can cut it that way. But you mark the original piece so that it's shaped correctly.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. I found one like that.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think I wouldn't clean that. I'd leave that just the way it was because that was
it's an artifact. It's not just a coin.
Yeah, it's an artifact. That's a cool find.
Absolutely, that's cool.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the live stream, and Mike I says, I want my gold coin to be from the Dahlonega Mint. Do you have you seen any?
Dahlonega. Well, Dahlonega, Georgia, where there's a gold mine up there.
Yeah. Have you ever had coins in your shop from there, Richard?
Oh, yes, most certainly. Yep. And I tell you what, I don't think we have them more than a day. And they're gone. There's people looking for those. They're just very much desired. Put it that way. People collect them, and people put together a set of just Dahlonega coins. And then if you're putting a set of all of them, some of the Dahlonega ones are going to be your tougher ones to get and to complete your set. So those are very desirable.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. So I'm just going to pop this up here.
Go ahead.
This is for our giveaway. That's how you got to put it in the chat, And what we're giving away a Richard's Choice. He's got a gift. We don't even know what it is. It's something you'll like. Although we're getting a lot of feedback from somewhere. It sounds like chit-chatting on there. I don't know. There, it's gone now. But that's what you put in. You're also going to get a Myers swag pack, which will have
I still have it. The feedback.
the coveted Myers towel, a couple of other things that Big Poppy will pop in the package, and a Zazich. So you're going to get all kinds of good stuff. So you get that entered, and we'll draw here in a little bit. I wonder where all that feedback is coming from. Who has volume up on stuff?
Mine is
On something else? Who's running the?
Yeah, I just turned my microphone off. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
It's probably
we can
me
hear
then.
you good.
I must have two microphones somehow.
Maybe. I think that was causing it. So
I still hear a hair bit, but it's kind of
Yeah.
weird how these computers. Maybe it's me.
I don't know. Somebody's got the show up and they're on screen. So it's got to be either you, Jocelyn. And I don't think Richard has got the show up. So,
No.
okay.
I'm gonna go check
Okay.
the other computer real quick, Jeff.
There we go.
Okay, you go check that. Then let's go ahead and do this giveaway. So I think everybody is ready to rock. So let's see. Let's get this up. Let's do this, and we do that, and away and away and around we go. So we have winner is Stacy R. It's Stacy Rasaka from Naples. And Stacy, I'll be in Naples on the 23rd. So we'll be hunting that weekend. Come out to the beach and look us up. So Stacy, you know the drill. Name, address, phone number, and shirt size to Treasure Talk Show. Let me put that up here real quick. To our email, treasuretalkshow@gmail.com. I'll get that to Philip, to Richard for your surprise gift for Richard, and we'll be good to go.
All right.
So let's see what else we've got in the chat.
Yeah, I don't. I still can't figure out where that feedback is coming from.
I don't know.
That's kind of weird, but we'll keep going. So, Richard, where do you think the price of gold is going?
Up.
Really?
Always. It's
How
always
high?
been, it's constantly over the years. It's just constantly going to go up.
You know,
That's the thing about gold.
I find it hard to believe it can go. Did we lose Richard?
No.
No, I'm
you
still
there.
here. You hear me?
Yeah, I
Okay.
hear you.
Yeah.
I just I find it hard to believe it can go higher than $3,300 an ounce or $3,500.
Well, how high do you think inflation can go?
Oh, that's true too. Yes, I think that's
Remember what I said. It's basically going to follow inflation and the value. See, like what you can buy with an ounce of gold, the 3,000 and whatever it is, will be the same buying value in 10 years from now. And that's a minimum. It's going to at least have that same value. If you can understand that concept, that's how that works with the gold. It's going to keep up. And then, like I said, but to make the money is timing the market.
right.
So that's what you got to do. A lot of people see it going up and they're going, oh my gosh, I don't want to sell it. It's going up. It's going up. Well, also, if it goes up crazy, sometimes a lot of the dealers don't want to buy it at that price. It's just too expensive. And they know that in a week or two, it's going to correct and they're going to be sitting on gold that went down.
Yeah.
So you gotta kind of be careful. You gotta time the market just right. If you're gonna be investing in gold, just be careful. Study it. Play around with small amounts first, and then there's people that get the feel of it, and they buy and sell just right every time, and they do so well with it. It's like, wow, that's amazing. I can't even do it that well. But
Well, I
there are
still want
people
to
that
find a
can.
bunch of it.
Yeah,
Yes, we want to find
exactly.
it. But
That's
I
the
mean,
best way.
I'll wait.
Yeah, absolutely.
when I got started in metal detecting this hobby, it was around 300 and some an ounce.
Oh
So
my gosh.
so now it's kind of crazy how high it is today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now we can't find it because nobody buys gold. Where's gold anymore?
Yeah, they're too busy wearing the titanium and tungsten and stainless.
I know it's really well. Then the ones with those rubber ones that look, like a washer.
right. There's a lot of people though that have that gold jewelry. They've had it for a long time, or it's been in their family, and they will wear it, and they're not getting rid of it because it's kind of a family heirloom. It's a memory of sorts. Um, but there's actually still a lot out there. There's a lot,
Huh.
that's for sure. Especially in the what I've noticed in the Hispanic countries in Central America and what would you say? Well, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. A lot of that they tend to like their 18 karat gold. There's quite a bit. I could tell you some stories about finding gold when off going on a cruise and going to the locations where the cruise going and seeing those people collecting the gold that gets lost from the tourists. It's kind of a setup. If you're gonna rent jet skis, don't let that guy put suntan lotion on you. Put it on yourself because he's going to make that jewelry basically slip off you and accidentally fall in the water. And then they come back later and collect it all. But just be careful.
Yeah, because it's a setup.
Yep.
It's definitely a setup. I know. I had a question, Richard. Now I can't remember what it was. It just
Oh,
left my mind.
oh
Um,
no.
oh,
It was
isn't it true though? Why do you think it is that um, overseas, everywhere the gold is 18, 24 karat, and about the best we get here in the United States is 14, isn't it?
right. Absolutely. And there's a lot of 10 karat because it's cheaper to buy and they can wear
Hmm.
gold at a lower price. But yeah, I could tell the difference with the 18 right away, just even from a distance. When you look at this stuff a lot, it's got a deeper orange to it rather than a yellow.
Hmm.
And you could just kind of tell.
A lot
And
of the older jewelry is made from higher carat gold, correct?
absolutely, yeah. Yeah. And the affluent people from India, they like 20 karat and even 22 or 21.
Huh,
And they typically don't even mark it. It's unmarked. So you have to test it to see what it is.
I'll be darned.
Yeah. That's
Well,
interesting. And they like it.
I have a very good friend that they go to Taiwan
Mm-hmm.
and he takes his detector and he goes to the beach and that's where he finds the really good stuff.
Yeah. Well, how many people detect there?
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people detect there, but I think that they wear a lot of high carat gold
They do.
all over in Europe and
Right.
East in Asia. I just think it's it's just we don't do it.
No, it's not. It's definitely different. Some of those vacation spots are incredible. And you know what happens? The locals that have detectors, they're not allowed to go to those beaches. They're not allowed to be seen in front of that hotel. It's not like here where the beach is public property. No, in most other countries, those are private beaches. You have to be staying at that hotel to get out on that beach and detect it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So your
So
odds are a lot better then.
yeah, well, I think Phil's back to joining us. I don't know what happened. He probably lost internet again. He's been. Have you had trouble with your internet at the store, Richard?
No, I haven't. I've had
Well,
problems
Rich-
doing Zoom meetings on my regular computer, and we haven't figured that out. But that's kind of why I'm on the phone and not on my regular computer, because I didn't want to drop off. But I don't think it's an internet problem.
I don't know. Phil must have lost his internet.
I'm
Oh.
back.
He's back.
What happened?
And my internet went out for a second and threw everything. I don't know what that was about. But so I lost the conversation. But Richard, how about silver? What do you see happen with silver?
Well, you know what? Silver is not quite keeping up with gold. It always lags behind. So if you're a smart investor, when the gold goes up and the silver hasn't yet, you can buy the silver and just wait, and it's going to catch up. It tends to be slower. It's also bigger and heavier. So if you've got large volumes of it, it's hard to buy huge volumes of it. But it definitely goes up, and just watch it. It always catches up too. It just lags behind.
Right.
So it's kind of like it's already going to tell you what it's going to do. That's kind of a no-brainer.
So how far has it lagged behind so far for the smart investor?
Gosh, about 30 or 40%, which
Really?
that's a lot.
Yes.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, gold just keeps going up and up and up and up. Silver just went up a few pennies here and there, and it's just not percentage-wise. It just hasn't been keeping up for quite a while. So if you look at over a period of time, well, you can look at charts and stuff and calculate it and see. It might be a little less than 30, but maybe 25. But it's a lot. It's a big difference, and that difference will catch up. Whether it's going to catch up in a month, it could take 2 years, but it will catch up.
Right. And, you know, for someone who wanted to invest in bullion, silver might be the smart, if they didn't have a lot of money, it might be the smart thing to buy into right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The one thing about silver, too, is it's kind of stable. It really very unfrequently goes backwards either. Like gold drops quickly sometimes because of speculators and people with a huge amount of money, the billionaires investing in it, and them buying in the market and buying out of the market can actually fluctuate it. But when it comes to silver, it's a lot smaller buyers, and it just makes it more stable. It doesn't fluctuate so radically.
Okay.
Silver is a good investment. It really is. You can buy a bunch of silver and then later on convert it to gold.
Okay, well, we got a couple of quick questions here. Well, the time we've got left. This Mama Luke, Ricky T, he says, how much is the average cold silver dollar right now?
Gosh, I haven't checked it in a while because I had surgery 2 weeks ago, and I haven't been paying attention for probably a month. But for a while there, it was up to like $34 when things were really high, and then I would say it's down to like 28 or 29 right now. The silver dollars tend to fluctuate greatly because that's a lot of money above the value of the silver. There's only about $15 of silver in that. So the value in a call silver dollar is more in the fact of saying it's a U.S. silver dollar than it's 2/3 of an ounce of silver.
Okay.
It's because it's like I said, it's that I said before, the guarantee that it's a piece of U.S. Metal. It's guaranteed to be that purity. It's guaranteed to be that weight. So people put a good premium on it for that.
Okay, cool. Now, this is an interesting question here, Richard, and I think what he means is from David Niswander. So do you know anybody that buys at spot or close to it? If you can kind of talk about what spot is, because a lot of people don't know. If they want to sell some gold or something, kind of go over that for us, would you?
Right. Well, spot would be the price of that metal that day, the value of 1 ounce of silver. I
guess you're done on.
Did we lose Richard?
Yeah,
Well, he's just frozen. He'll be back.
it's
Yeah.
56.
So-
We only have 4 minutes.
Yeah, so he was talking about the price of spot silver or gold on that day. You know, I would think you would get close to that if the dealer wanted the product, but hopefully Richard will get back in. Boy, we've had a show tonight with getting booted off of here.
Yeah, the Gremlins are
Yeah,
alive and well in
they're
Tampa.
running wild tonight. But
They've been drinking heavy.
yes, I did see some people asked about Jocelyn on there, and she did well with her. And there's Richard back with her cardio version, and she doesn't have AFib anymore, so that's a good thing. You there,
Yeah.
Richard?
And now he's gone.
I
There
think we
he
can bring
is.
him on, can we?
I bring him back. I don't know.
There
I
he
don't know
is.
who removed him.
All right.
So we were talking about spot pricing.
Okay. Well, spot price is the price of the silver or gold, the price it is that day for 1 ounce of pure silver or 1 ounce of pure gold. It's very hard to get either one of those pure because for instance, a silver dollar, the Morgan dollar, it's only 2/3 of that dollar is gold, the purity of it, approximately. And same with gold. Most of the coins are 925 or 950 or 0.900, which means it's 9/10% pure. So it's not completely pure. It's just short of pure. Now there are the trader stuff, where you can buy the Eagles. They're going to be 0.999. Then you're getting 1 ounce of gold or 1 full ounce of silver, of pure silver in that. So when you say spot price, so when you're buying and selling, if you look at the U.S. Mint and they're selling an Eagle, and you look at the spot price, they're going to be selling it about 40 or 50% above the spot price. And a lot of people would just go ahead and pay that because it's in the box, it's fresh, it's new. They plan on holding it. The box is saying it's new. This mint is a whole lot of it. Then you can go to a coin shop, for instance, Coinicopia, and we'll be selling that. And we would be paying right at spot if we're speculating and assuming it's going to go up real soon. We might actually pay spot. If it's in this form of US coin, absolutely we're going to pay spot and more. So, but typically right now the average is running about 5 to 10% below spot is what a lot of the places will pay for it. And then of course they try to sell it 5 to 10% above, trying to get their 10 to 20% profit out of it.
Right.
It's a business. They have to get food on their table, so they do have to make some money. But when you see the price of that gold or silver, don't expect to actually get that price. Because
I'm expecting all this gold I'm going to find when I'm down there in another week or so is, I'm going to bring it to you, Richard, and I expect top dollar. That's all there's.
Right, exactly. Well, like I said, depending on what you're bringing. If you're bringing jewelry, and I see a couple of nice pieces that I may actually not melt down, I may actually pay above spot price for it.
I remember that
because I like that group.
but I got to find it first.
Obviously, if it's in U.S. coin, I'm going to be paying a good amount above spot. So, because I can sell it for 15 or 20% above, so I can buy it at 5% above and still make my 10 or 15%. So it's all relative to what kind it is, and a lot of times the volume of it, how much of it that you have, and what type it is. I mean, U.S. gold and then bullion gold is the easiest thing to sell. Jewelry is really hard because you gotta send it off and melt it down. And I mean, just in the little clasp, there's a little spring inside there to get that clasp to open and close. Oh man, then it's not pure 14 karat. It's just shy of 14 karat because of that stupid little. And then they're only going to give you 12 karat value because of that one little spring.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Well, I tell you what, after I find it all, Richard, I'll bring it to you and you can tell me. Okay.
I'll be able to explain it to you and show you why what you're getting, and show you that it's the right price.
Yes.
All I want is, I tell you what, all I want is the Jerry Maguire. Show me the money.
Show
There
me
you go.
the cash.
There you go.
Well, it
Well,
looks
our
like,
time's gone.
yeah, that hour went really fast,
It sure
Richard.
did.
I want to thank you for coming on here and sharing your wisdom with the many members on Treasure Talk and on YouTube and Facebook group. And remember, folks, he's in Tampa, Florida at Coinicopia. And you can, I'm sure, find him on the internet, or you got a phone number to hand out, Richard?
Yeah, and absolutely. And you know, we can even buy remotely because cameras are so good. There's some stuff that we could only buy if we have it in our hand, but
Yeah.
we can give you a quote from a picture a lot of times, or at least get you really close to what the value would be and whatnot.
Right.
So just because we're in Tampa and you're not, doesn't mean, oh, I can't bring it to them. Yeah, you can by
Something-
photo.
And if you have headphones.
That'll
Technology
work.
is amazing these days.
That'll work.
Yep.
All
So,
righty.
give us a call, 813-467-9787, or you can just look up Coins Tampa, and Coinicopia is going to be the first one that pops up.
Perfect.
So you can just
Smart,
Google it.
smart move.
If you forget the number, Coins Tampa, or remember Coinicopia, it'll be right there on top.
Right. Perfect. Thank you, Richard.
All right.
Thank you, Richard. We appreciate it. I'll be reaching out to you.
Thank you for inviting me. I enjoyed it.
You're quite welcome.
All right.
So, Philip, are you
Yes.
frozen?
No, I'm here. Did I
Oh.
freeze up again? I want to say thanks to everybody who was on the show here tonight. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Jocelyn, for helping. And have a good night. And you send us
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, we are good to go. And please remember to join us next week for our memorial show to Captain Carl Fismer, where his wife Scooter will be here. Hopefully, his daughter Diana and his son will be in the house with us, remembering Carl, telling some Carl stories that possibly you haven't heard. And you'll get to see a side of the man that not everybody got to see up close, but it was always present.
Yes.
So there's going to be people drop in that worked with Carl, knew him very well. So it's going to be a really good show. We're not really, if you've got questions for next week, that would be fine. We don't want to take questions about how much a detector costs or how much is the coil in yet. That's just not the kind of show it's going to be.
Yeah.
If you got questions about Carl or something like that, that'd be great. But we hope to see you next week because this is a show Phil and I are looking forward to. We knew him. We engaged with him on many occasions. So this would be kind of a special show for us. And we hope you enjoy it. So we will see you next week. Same channel, same time. And always remember, if Phil doesn't have it in stock, you don't need it.
You don't need it.
So, and if you need anything, 813-237-1939 will take you all the way. Good night, everybody. Happy hunting, and thanks for watching.
See you guys.